because they spent it. But we got there. So we just assume that night's always live. Learned from that before.
Any bifocals, I think, at some point. Is it reading glasses only? Something like a bit too much. Back down, bit. Down. Spot on. Thank you. Actually, a little bit more down, sorry. Just getting it down here. Thank you. Awesome.
2. Good morning and welcome to the quarterfinals of the Foot Locker Australian National Basketball Championships. The under-18s here today here at South Pine. One agenda, I'm joined by Jesse, who's just absolutely pumped to be here. Great atmosphere already.
Yeah, it's been excellent. I saw some games early this week, and the support from interstate supporters particularly has been really, really impressive. So obviously can't see anything different today. It's going to be state versus state, mate versus mate, as it is for the rest of the week. I'm sure.
Definitely spot on. here. We're gearing up for New South Wales Metro and South Australia Metro. So it's a battle between the two cities here to start this proceedings.
Are we allowed to say Adelaide versus Sydney? No, it's SA Metro, New South Wales Metro. That's fair enough. We've got the SA crowd in front of us here, crowd, but those thunder sticks that Victorian supporters have, that's going to be a bit, it's like the screaming that girl did with DeMar DeRozan the kid last night. It's very same sort of territory there. Whatever works, whatever gets a win.
We've got to rock and roll with it, but both teams come in here with some tremendous form. New South Wales, they've only dropped the one game. South Australia have been very competitive as well. I saw them up close and personal early on in the week, and I really like what they've got to serve up. Haven't seen New South Wales Metro, but I know they've got some good talent in there. It's going to be a thrilling contest to kickstart the quarterfinals.
It looks going to be a very quick game as well, because there's a bit of height on both squads, but not huge. So I assume there's going to be a lot of 5 out. There's going to be a lot of kicking and dishing, and there's going to be some trying to get some fouls drawn as well, for sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. As we get ready to fire up, and we'll go through some key stats we'll be looking at today. We'll be looking at rebounds, looking at some of the ball players. One of the players I'm looking forward to watching from New South Wales Metro is Scott Manuel. He's stepped up, been a quality rebounder for the team. I've really enjoyed his second efforts. He's just gone up and shown his vertical jump already. He's going to be a key, but he's going to have some really good support from some of his other teammates there. Lockie Clay in the number 15. He's got some good heights, good left-handed shooter. Looking forward to seeing what he can deliver.
Absolutely, and look, there's scorers across the board, particularly for this New South Wales squad. Particularly Adair, Lau, McWilliam, Edwards, all put plus 8 to 9 points a game on it as well. So I expect it's going to be quite a high-scoring game. Something along the 80s or 90s even, possibly even, if both teams get rolling.
Absolutely. I think that the key today that we can't dispute is it will be defence, because we know that the game is going to be pinging from one end of the court to the other. So it's going to be up to the little bit of 1%ers about some of the blocks, some of the defensive rebounds.
Transition, absolutely.
And trying to shut out some of the offensive rebounders, because both teams, as you said, they've got the high paddle to be able to get in there, and they push forward after a teammate has a shot. So if you can block them out, get the defensive rebound, and then straight
away go from there. Absolutely. Again, very up and down, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, these guys are under 18s after all. You're supposed to be able to run all day, every day, so they get a good chance to do that this afternoon here at South Pine. Quarterfinals too. I mean, this is the business end of it's the pool games. A bit loose, a bit sort of, and I saw that in a couple of games I saw earlier in the week. But yeah, maybe more turnovers, more pressure. We'll see which team reacts.
Player that I'm looking forward to watching from South Australia Metro, I think he's the captain, number 18, Alexander Dodson. He's a quality rebounder, quality tall, but out of all the players that I've seen in this South Australia Metro team, he's probably the best gut runner.
Yeah.
If he falls down at one end of the court, his ability to pounce up and sprint to the other end of the court for the defensive rebound is second to none. And that's what we love seeing from these players, is about how they can transition from attack to defense really quickly.
Absolutely. 15 to 7 he's averaging as well. So, I mean, they're really strong numbers. Points are always very handy, of course, but in this particular, scenario with these guys, boards are absolutely key. Control and possession is absolutely key. So if they can keep that and keep it rolling, then, they're looking good.
We're good. So this is the first of 4 games that are going to be streamed and commentated across the quarterfinals here. Thanks to our friends at Foot Locker, and of course we're proudly supported by Moreton Bay. And Jesse and I, we're with the supporters today. It's fantastic. It's a great way to experience the atmosphere.
Absolutely. They're looking at us right now going, call our team well. Make sure that we say their names correctly, and we go, yay, SA. Oh, sorry, yay, Victoria as well. We've got to be impartial on this thing, mate. You can't be one-sided here.
No, not at all. We can't be one-sided. The big battle between the two cities, it's certainly going to be a brutal contest. We can't say anything bad about them either, I think.
No, that's right. Well, I'm a Brisbane boy, you see, so I'm not going to say anything about the Queensland South team, but we'll go with that a bit later. But look, this is the game we're watching right now. I think both teams look pretty good. Referees for today, Jordan Hartman and Kevin Holton. And got the crew chief there of Luke McLaughlin as well. The Metro team is ready to go. I'm going to say that for both, actually, because it's both New South Wales and South Australia. Looks like our 5, based on what I can see here. We've got, so for New South Wales, we've got Hall, we've got Luau, we've got Edwards, Adair that you were talking about before. And we've got Hall as well, number 14. And McBeath, number 51. So for South Australia, Gaze, Darcy, McKenzie, Dodson, as Chris was saying before, and Sabine.
So we've got Sabine and Miguel there to kickstart proceedings with the opening tip-off. And hot start here to McBeath. Brings it out now to Stephen Hall. So try and drive to the hoop. Tries to dish it outside. Good steal taken here by Gaze. Gaze now drives towards the basket. Like a thief in the night, he was pickpocketed from behind. Going upstairs! And what a way to start the quarterfinals, Jesse.
Strong start, and that's that transition we were talking about. Back and forth, back and forth. Look at your turnovers, and you'll stop those dunks.
So getting the hand in there to force the deflection. Here comes Dobson working his way in, wheels it out to the corner pocket now. The Gaze unsuccessful, and there's Miguel there. Malal, I should say, with a good rebound.
Very strong rebound. He's going to pick up at least 10 today, I can feel it.
He's got a tough matchup. He was out-muscled there in his attack. Ball pass over the top, looking for almost the alley-oop. Finds his captain, though, and great bucket there by Dodson. He's got 2.
Very nice pass there. Oh, nothing in transition, I'm saying that. Back the other way.
So points for points. Jesse Edwards with the bucket. And now Spencer Gaze. He could drive it up.
Nice screen there.
Spins around beautifully. Was there a foul?
Yeah, got the foul. Nice spin to the left there, showing a bit of versatility. Not everyone in this age group is strong with both sides, but yeah, good lifty layup there, Victor.
And there's a key point you made in the pre-game is that we're going to see a lot of attack. It has been pinging from one end of the court to the other. Defense is just going to be so crucial.
Absolutely, and look, even it looks like everyone's bigs can run as well. So you know they're going to get back. We might see a couple of chase down blocks. Might see just some good pressure overall, basically.
The conditions are quite warm up here in just south of Brisbane. Sorry, north of Brisbane. It's going to be this is the warmest day of the tournament. This is wheeled out now to Adair. Just hitting it out.
Still run that pick and roll consistently. Oh, all the way.
Lovely work. Executed there by Hall. He gets a bucket for New South Wales. They've got 3 players scoring already. Out towards the corner pocket now. He's got 2 players to
nice
do it. And he draws the foul again.
That was a nice find. It's the sort of pass where you've got to pass it and then assume that your guy's going to cut, because he hadn't started cutting when he was looking at that, and then the hole was there. So nice work there.
That's what you love from your teammates. That's what you practice in training, isn't it? To put the ball into space.
Yep. And anticipate.
So 2 players already with fouls for New South Wales. Got Malal and Jesse Edwards.
Yes, it's
Converts. Oscar Sabine converts from the charity stripe.
A bit of a semi-press kind of happening here early. A little bit of a trap. And it almost works. Played on though.
Let's got the 2-on-3 there. In front of us now, McBeath.
Oh, I think he stepped out. He did. Oh no.
Did he draw the foul coming through?
Yeah, got the call. That's before the step out. Oh no, it was the step out. Yep. South Australia ball.
So Alexander Dobson feeds it out now to his teammate here in Gaze. The 2 of them are linking beautifully. Dobson will drive it to the hoop. He's got 3 defenders on him. Dishes it out now. Got Gaze there if he needs him. Dobson now tries to go with that right hand. Good defensive work. Gaze comes underneath for the bucket.
Yeah, very solid follow through there. Nose of the ball. Knew what he was doing.
Quick transition into attack. Emmett Adair, he's got a lot of height for a player of his positioning. Stephen Hall tries to take on a couple. We weren't on the same postcode there, and now South Australia will look to go straight down the line. Here comes Dobson. He'll look to try and go upstairs. He'll draw the foul against Malal, and he'll go to the charity stripe for 2. And Malal is already in foul trouble. He's already got 2.
Yeah, they're really attacking inside early. Very nice defense, by the way, by Darcy before. Really picked that pass on the baseline there. I mean, obviously, when you're doing those sort of baseline drives, the first pass they're looking for is that sort of baseline either little drop off or kick out. And Darcy read that beautifully, so that's what has got him another chance for 2.
No surprise to see Brock Malal going to the bench. It's Dodson.
Yeah, well, those 5 fouls in the 40-minute games and 10-minute quarters, like once you get your second in the first, it's very hard to keep you out there.
Yeah, especially inside 2.5 minutes. It's going to be a key player. But as we highlighted, he's got the Lockie Carrick out there that is going to be able to assist as the bench centre. So New South Wales moving down the court. South Australia need to get their defence on. Bit of tunnel ball. Shot from long range, it's good, it's 3, and Stephen Hall, he's got 5.
Yeah, nice looking stroke there. Not too rushed, took his time, banged it. So I see a couple more shots coming out of him this game.
Dodson again, trying to set up some play. Crafty work by Darcy. New South Wales defending very well, and very well defended at that as Hall will look to go coast to coast, takes a couple of steps, draws the foul, and he's going to the charity stripe for 2.
Very strong move. If he didn't make that a Euro step, that probably wouldn't have been a call, because they probably would have caught up to him quick. But because he had those extra couple, almost a hezzy kind of step, slowed it down, and both of them, I think, pinged him, but only one gets a foul, of course.
Well, Hall's going up for points 6 and 7. First time with charity stripe for New South Wales. He misses. It's the rim. Where Dodson will be in his element for South Australia, up against Plague. Converted well, he's up to 6 points, Hall. 10 points apiece. 3.5 remain, well 3.5 already gone in the first frame.
Both teams doing similar things earlier, basically. Both pressuring pretty heavily. Both not trying to deny entry passes and whatnot, but you try to overload a bit too much and you are prone to backdoor cuts and whatnot. So we'll see how that plays out.
Both teams already getting into some fouls at the moment. Do you think if this continues, maybe the second half we'll start to see less contact?
Well, yes and no. I mean, quarterfinals are all about sort of going hard all the time, and these benches are pretty loaded, so I can see some substitutions happening as well. That's a nice strong move.
Dodson again. He's now got 4 lead all scorers for South Australia. And lovely intercept there.
Almost got it. It's going to be a foul. Yeah, it's not South Australia.
So the foul is going James McKenzie.
Yep.
Had a pretty good tournament so far. Shows a lot of speed. Bailey Thorne coming on for New South Wales. The ball will be in his hand on the restart. Warm conditions here inside court 1. As mentioned, the warmest day of the tournament.
Welcome to Queensland, where it's summer and autumn.
Exactly, all in the one day. Lovely work here from Hall. Drives it out now. From the corner pocket, he drills 3, and that is Jesse Edwards. He's now got 5.
Very clean offense, just a good drive and kick, nothing too flash.
Opposite number 10 down the other end, unsuccessful. New South Wales with the extra numbers. Hall again, they'll drive it through it here. And did he take the step out? He drew the foul.
And that's a bit unlucky, I think. He was kind of across there, Dodson, but call, however, is on him, and we're going to get some subs back in the game here. If I was South Australia, I mean, you've got New South Metro already on fouls. The next foul will be the 5th. I've got to think they've got to continue to fight and drive and draw those and just slow the game down.
Put some key personnel from the opposition in some trouble early, and
if you lose a shot blocker like that, then yeah, you've just got to keep going. Yeah, absolutely.
so it here. Sinks points 3 and 4, opens up a handy 3-point lead. So South Australia will go down again. Good block, a screen there from Ajit. He's come off the bench. Lovely work underneath.
Not quite, good ball.
Ajit's there if he wants him. Sidestepping 1, sidestepping 2, dishes it out now for 3!
Not quite.
Too much on the rim, and now Hall will take it down the court.
McKenzie's got some good dribble moves there and some good crossovers. He'll get through eventually, I think.
Well, opportunities will happen for him if he keeps persisting. Enjoying the link up here between Edwards and Hall.
Splits it.
Lovely work. Did he get the foul? Fingertipper there from Lockie Clegg, and he gets his first bucket. 5-point lead, game high at the moment.
Crowd are slowly getting into this. There's been some good energy so far from both cheer squads.
Well, it's been a big week.
Absolutely.
5 explosive games.
Nice board. And the block.
That's what we were talking about earlier on. It's those key defensive manoeuvres. Hall gets the screen there from Clegg, which means Clegg will free himself up. Here comes Thorne for New South Wales. From long range, it's good. He pumps. Jesse Edwards has got another bucket.
Good look there from about 22, 23 feet there. That was a long three.
He's off to a dominating start. That puts him up to 8 points. He draws a foul.
So that's going to be shots, I think.
So they're already up to the 5 fouls.
I think the most interesting stat so far, despite the 8-point lead for New South Wales Metro, no timeouts yet. You're kind of letting them, no timeouts, so just letting them play and letting them be consistent. This is interesting, both filling each other out.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. Just let the moment of the finals.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of nerves as well, but you know, you want to try and find out, you know, what team's running what scheme. So again, it's all part of that feeling process.
Both teams already drawing quite a few fouls. There's consecutive buckets there from Sam Hughes. So Hall. Play has gone a lot for him for New South Wales to Clegg. Drives to the bucket. Was looking for Clegg there. Good intercept. That bounces back to Hall. Fade away shot.
That's Garrett.
Hall from long range. It's a good shot. He's got another one. 9 points to spread.
Yeah, didn't hesitate that time. Good D earlier from Rowe there, but couldn't skewer the basket, and that's why New South Wales got the 3.
Hall leads all scorers with 9, including a couple of triples. Right into the basket there, almost unopposed.
Not quite.
That was Sabine. Played all the minutes. Both teams haven't made too many changes off the bench so far. Most of the starting 5 are still on the court.
Bit of high action there, trying to create some space.
Loops it up. 2 South Australians below. Now comes out to Bradley Rowe. Rowe just a little bit too hot there for a dip. But they're able to... And they'll go down here. Here comes Thorne. And he gets the foul and he'll go to the line. What did you make out of that little passage of play?
Oh, I just think the opportunities are there. There's nice looks. There's nice, you know, cutting. But again, it's a little bit hot on the pass there. And 2 of them weren't quite, you know, if you're bobbling that a bit, you kind of lose that advantage of the cut you have in the first place. So, again, I think that's kind of plaguing SA just a little bit at the stage. And New South Wales kind of, those couple of threes there are the sort of, I think, are the difference makers so far.
Well, let's open it up now. We could see up to an 11-point lead at the moment, but do you think they might be looking at the scoreboard and thinking they've got to start to be a little bit more adventurous? Are they panicking a little bit as they go down to the...
It's very easy to say, don't look at the scoreboard, just play the possession, but yeah, there might be a little bit of that. I'm not seeing any... Again, I still think SA's trying to get inside, and I think that's still the right way to go. They'll fall eventually, but New South Wales just handled the boards a bit better, and just a couple of turnovers so far as well. That's been the key.
We highlighted the hot start from both teams. I wouldn't mind South Australia now that they've got their captain Dodson back on the court, just to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, want something set, bit of a one-on-one action maybe, or just something that isolates him. See what happens.
Rowe now, out to Dodson. Lovely cutting board, now the pass. This is our ball now. And he'll go to the charity stripe for a couple, and they seem to be going through Rowe a lot coming forward.
They have to, obviously he's probably, you know, and Dodson as well looks like he's their best playmaker basically as well, it looks like. So, you know, if you're a scorer and a playmaker there, you know, you want to get everyone involved, and obviously get everyone involved, it lessens a bit more pressure on you.
Successful on the first attempt, Bradley Rowe, the number 40, the shortest player out on the court for South Australia. Beautiful user of the ball and a beautiful finisher from the charity stripe. So now Hall with Hom. Moving quickly here in New South Wales. They've had a few changes on their bench and they'll retain possession with 2 minutes 20 remaining in the first frame.
Yeah, just trying to keep that quickness up basically. It's, you know, starting to get into the meaty part of the game now, and execution's a bigger part. They're just simply full-on hustle.
Saw a game high margin, 10 points to 4. There, finds his teammate from long range, missed the lot, and South Australia ball.
see if they can capitalise on this. If they can get, you know, a couple of decent scores and a stop, you can easily get this back to one possession or two possessions at most.
Not surprised to see both teams are on equal pegging, level pegging with points in the paint with 6 apiece. Driving to the basket. From long range again, Rowe. Unsuccessful. Offensive rebound here. Back out now to Rowe. Pulls the trigger. Johnson again. And that'll be South Australia ball. Yep.
They're getting good looks. There's nothing wrong with the looks they're getting. The rebound and the kick out was very nice, so keep doing that and eventually they'll fall.
The offensive rebounds are going to be crucial here for South Australia as they look to get back into this contest, get those second chance points. Eleni, that's a Dodson. Whistle's been blown.
It's an offensive foul or a illegal screen, I can't see there. I think it was an offensive foul.
Could it have been a 3-second violation in the key?
Oh, maybe as well. Okay, yep.
Seeing there hasn't been a foul put up perhaps. Thorne now with the ball for New South Wales. Lovely cutting board. Beautiful. Must finish now up against 3.
Oh,
right in the right spot, the right time. Emma Hare has been outstanding.
Good hands, long arms, just in the right place at the right time. That's what you want to be big.
He's got 8 points. The more come the way he's going.
Oh, can't finish.
Saxon McWilliam to Thorne. Referee allows that one to go as Thorne goes to the basket, unsuccessful. Here comes Dodson and they're spreading wildly here. Dodson will go all the way. Rowe with the offensive board, and here comes New South Wales.
A couple of interesting, a lot of contact being allowed at the moment. That's a nice drive.
Speaking of contact, none for coming in there by McWilliams.
That's because Dodson unfortunately had to really come back. He's got some great speed, but yeah, just couldn't quite get back on D there.
Lovely passing board. And it's Gaze.
Nice move.
So Darcy, Patrick Darcy gets the bucket. He goes to the charity stripe. He's done some pretty handy things in this first frame.
Yeah, and look, he's had a couple of particularly tips and, you know, battling for those boards as well, and also on the defensive end as well. So, look, everyone's pretty active. Even though it's a 10-point lead for New South Wales Metro, I wouldn't get too comfortable because SA are definitely still attacking when they want to.
Exactly, it has been going from end to end. Successful on the third, on the free throw there. Jesse Edwards, been a key worker for New South Wales.
Oh, almost got the steal and got it.
Great work here from South Australia. They'll go upstairs. Unsuccessful. And
bad luck there by Hughes.
And those are sort of consolation shots, aren't they, really?
Absolutely, and you know, he got through all 3 of them, got past it, just, you know, couldn't quite get the control there for the finish, but keep working at it, they'll fall.
His shot hits the rim.
Nice kick out.
Right.
Good angle.
That's McWilliams. There we go. That's Patrick Darcy. And it's 3 points to spread here after the first frame, 28-21. That's been a very exciting start.
Absolutely, very, very up and down. I mean, that's what you expect at this sort of age group particularly. But I think both teams have really tried to work sort of some high-low action. Both teams have tried to get some penetration inside and kick into corners. Both teams are getting, you know, touched on loose balls. It's just that New South Wales just hit a couple more threes, and I've had 1 or 2 less turnovers, I believe, as well. So, look, they're looking pretty good. As I refresh the stats here, we've got 28-21. We certainly do.
So, biggest lead of the game, 12 points in favour of New South Wales. They've got 12 points in the paint, so they're starting to get pretty aggressive. They're getting pretty active.
Absolutely.
And South Australia have got just the 8.
But they're living at the line, and they're 11 of 11 at the line too, which obviously helps you cause. That's why it feels closer than it is, because, you know, you keep racking up those fouls, and eventually you have to, you know, if you're New South Wales, alter your rotations a little bit, and that can mess up kind of the flow you've had all week, and, you know, those things matter at the end of the day, so that's a very positive sign for South Australia.
We've had 2 players on the court, one from each side that have spent every second on it. Here for New South Wales, and Darcy. Not surprised to see that both of them have been pretty active across the court. 5 points to Darcy, and has had 3 attempts from long range without too much success. But he's tried really hard. While for here, there's 3 from 4 from the field. has had 2 offensive rebounds and 2 defensive rebounds. There's some good handy stats for players that are spending a lot of time on the ball.
Absolutely, and he had played pretty much for that entire quarter. He did actually play that entire quarter as well, so you have to rely on some others maybe to do some work early in the second. But as you've seen so far, turnovers, that's the big key. South Australia getting the line really well, but yeah, turnovers are a bit of a factor also. So they can tighten that up a bit and get some more shots. 0 for 5 so far for South Australia from the 3 there, 4-6 for New South Wales, and that's why I believe they have a 7-point lead.
Magnificent work there from Jesse, the stats guru.
I have been called that once before, thank you. Only once before though.
Oh, well, I might double it or triple it across the day.
Thank you.
South Australia now, they trail by 7 points after trailing by as much as 12. Go to the basket there.
Very nice defense there. Very nice defense.
Alanini. Dished out now nicely here to Lou. Here's Malal, dished out now to Lou again.
Right idea, just didn't quite get that cleanly, that pass.
I don't think too many of their starters are on the court from respective sides.
No, they're both actually resting a bit. You kind of do that at the beginning of the second, just a few minutes to give your starters a breather and maybe have one key guy that you kind of push through with. We'll see who that is, South Australia.
Darcy will spend every second on the court. A genuine playmaker here for South Australia Metro. Lovely fingertipper there from Druitt.
That's a very nice turn of the corner there. That was, again, just a little bit of a hesitation and created his own space. Good work from Druitt.
Starting to get a bit of run on here. They've got the last 7 here, SA, after trailing 28-16. So you can hear their supporters in front of us going bananas.
So they are.
Speaking of going bananas, New South Wales couldn't quite land the punches there. Now they'll move up the court for Druitt. Off that lovely fingertipper a few moments ago to Darcy. Knocking up, getting his hands on the ball a lot, and travel.
Yeah.
Good pressure from New South Wales.
Absolutely, because he couldn't do his first 2 drop-offs there. I believe the second drop-off was the one that was the play, and he was just mentioning there that he just wanted a bit more, maybe patience or a bit of a wider arc for his teammate to come around so he can get that drop-off.
Henry Lou and the number 9 getting some time on the court for New South Wales. Jesse Edwards started very strongly. So New South Wales going to their bench a bit now. McBeath. Lou tries to lob it up there. Maluel was on the wrong postcode.
Yeah, good pressure by SA, and they've really stepped it up.
Pushing forward now is Druitt. Look away pass out here to Darcy. To Rowe. They're pinging it around the arc at the moment here, SA. Driving the bucket, lovely work.
Dish. Well rewarded for that. That was a beautiful dish there underneath.
And well, that's foul number 3, and no surprises, he's going to the bench.
Yeah, that's unlucky. He contested, but it was an obvious foul that last one. So it was a bit of rebounding perhaps, but let's just see how New South Wales plays this. Again, they've relied on the perimeter more than inside compared to SA, so that might not be such a bad thing. But obviously SA is going to be, I think this is 13 and 14 for free throws, so that's where they're living. You stop the clock, you get some buckets, and you make it a tighter game. And they've hit everyone so far.
Oh! And I think most of their fouls, actually all of their fouls, have occurred while driving to the bucket.
Absolutely, it's all positive, it's all forward momentum.
So they're attacking it. No surprises now. They're on a 9-to-love stretch at the moment. 28-16 the score was. They've scored the last 9 here, SA. New South Wales are on the back foot. Stephen Hall, he started strong. He's been kept quiet, but you can't keep a good man down, and he ends the run.
Very nice reverse pivot. That's a move that I reckon is a go-to for him. Nice work.
Dodson will try and go upstairs with a lovely fingertip over the left hand.
Great left hand to finish there again. Footwork, beautiful. That's what made the angle to finish.
He only has to jump up very briefly, and he's so close to the rim already, Dodson. One of the must-watch players here in the National Championships for the men, or the boys. Play.
A lot of switching happening for South Australia right now.
The idea was right, the execution not, dribble.
Yep. again, excellent pressure. Making sure they take extra dribbles, extra passes, getting stuck in corners. This is a good thing for SA. They've got to keep this up.
I like the turnaround from them after trailing by 12. And they've able to tighten the screws. Adding to a very exciting quarter-final. You've got Yenny, you've got Jesse, you've got our superstar tech team with us. We're thrilled to be in your company wherever you may be watching around the country. It's hot here in Queensland, but it's like a furnace in here. Oh, a look-away pass, corner pocket, full short, comes out now to Rowe.
Got numbers if he wants it.
He'll go all the way, he'll try and draw the foul, and he gets the bucket. 2 and 1. This will level the score, Jesse.
Rowe gets the bang, puts it up, finishes. Nice. Good strong call there. That's a barbecue chicken, as Shaq would say.
Oh, delicious. Rowe has really taken this game on here in the second frame. And they have not missed.
7 now for Rowe, so bit of more of an even spread for South Australia, but we are tied at 30. Signs looking good.
14 of 16 points in favour of South Australia Metro as Hall tries to drive it to the bucket, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
I like how Hall there just forced the issue. Didn't settle. Knew that there was probably going to be some arms somewhere and put it up. Now, they called that on the floor there, which actually I don't mind that call at all, because I don't know how cleanly that Hall had that possession. So, good call from the refs. Oh, backdoor. And finish.
Able to make most of it there. That's Henry Lau. And that's his first bucket of the quarterfinals for New South Wales. 32 to 30. Here comes Dotson again. Goes on his right hand. The boys ambidextrous. They can't work him out at all. 2 on 1.
That's a nice move.
That is all class. Jesse Edwards and Hall, they've linked together well for New South Wales.
Absolutely. Great spin, great footwork.
He's in double figures. He's got 10 points. Hall for number 10 for New South Wales Metro. Lovely pass. And Dotson again, he's got that confidence to just push deep into the ring.
And he's, being a bigger guy on court as well, but really coordinated, really long arms. I mean, if you get that angle, that's tough to block it.
And he's not taking the tallest play for New South Wales either.
Nice kick out.
And a triple from long range. Jesse Edwards, he's got the hot hands. He's got the last 5 points of this quarterfinal.
I believe that's 13 for him in total.
On fire.
24.
So that foul. That is called on Joaquin Gonzalez, and he comes onto the bench for a spell. So the first time that a foul's been drawn here for South Australia, where they haven't gone to the line, but they get the dribble, so it doesn't matter. Maybe that was just part of the grand plan.
Lovely kick out there. That's 8 now for Darcy. Nice 3. Just good clean offense there. Nothing too much you need to do.
Again.
Screaming for it inside. Didn't get it.
Just out wide of McPeath. McPeath from the corner pocket, unsuccessful. Rebounds out now, and South Australia will look to go coast to coast. We've got Rowe just out to him nicely, and they'll slow it down here, SA.
Had that angle.
Oh, good steal.
2 on 1.
Lovely pass, and Hall with the finish. He gets another bucket, 4 points to spread, and we've got our first time out.
Coach, be happy with that 2 on 1 break. That's exactly how you draw it up. Bounce pass and finish.
Second time we've seen that today for you from New South Wales, just getting that little deflection and being able to go straight to the bucket. They're able to get those quick breaks on very nicely.
It looks like that, New South Wales has a bit of transition game, and they're relying on that and that speed in order to clear them out and then getting those 3-point looks. South Australia is definitely doing more in getting it down low, backdoor cuts, high-low passing, some screens. So it's a bit more of a methodical kind of approach. Otherwise, they've gotten to the line a bit more. But ultimately, I mean, it's still a pretty even game. It's a game of runs so far a little bit. Yes, they had that great run, and then New South Wales just getting a little bit of momentum back. So, 4 points is nothing. It's still a very tight game.
Well, it was 12 points midway through the first frame, and then South Australia went on a 14-16 run to tie the scores. And that's probably where we want to. Ideally, that's where we want to see the game plays. But they're both, as you highlighted, they're both playing two different styles, but it's working.
Oh, absolutely. And again, I think SA will still say it's a good thing because New South Wales are a little bit more foul trouble than they are. So if you keep hammering that paint and keep getting some line. Also, if it's quarterfinal as well, you're naturally expending a little bit more energy, things are a bit more urgent. So those little 30-second breaks where you get those free throws are actually really critical just to get your breath back and then kind of keep punching on from there.
Especially at the frenetic pace that this game's being played.
Yeah.
Your fitness is really getting tested. And that's us up here in the combox saying that. We could.
I'd be done after 3 reps.
I
had a 3 though, but that'll be it for me. I'd be done. Do the Jaws Costanza, just walk out on a high and thanks, you've been great everybody, see you later.
Long range bucket.
1-3.
Patrick Darcy. Back to 1 point.
I believe Darcy has 11 now. I think he's equal high scorer for SA. 3's help for SA. If they can get some line and hit some 3s, that's a pretty good combination. Fell on 13 though in saying that.
Well, Edwards has been the man for New South Wales. He's 5 from 6 from the field. He's got the game high 13 points. Lots of good accuracy out there on the court. This Hall drives to the bucket, tries to draw the foul, and he gets the 2 and the 1, and he goes to charity stripe for a 3-point play.
Kind of made it up as he went along there. I don't think he wanted to finish left so much, but had enough strength there to push through. That's very impressive stuff.
Here's what you see with some of the better players is that they can go from the right to left, even in mid-stride with contact.
And it's not just the hand you're using as well. You've got to switch up your footwork. You know, you want to obviously power with your right to finish with your left. So, you know, or you do the little off kind of half-step thing that Steve Nash used to do back in the day and kind of finish that way. So, yeah, very good stuff.
Jesse was giving the old demo there.
I get involved. I want to play. Sub me in, coach.
Dodson dishes it out now. Step back 3, is it good? Not quite.
Just hesitate on that step back. He could have gone a little bit earlier than that, and the D just got there in time.
James McKenzie looking dangerous.
Oh, good idea, but doesn't quite get there.
McKenzie got in the way to put that pressure on at the last second to force the turnover. Dodson with the ball.
South Australia's shooting getting better now, up to 44% for the game. Those 2 for 7 obviously help for the 3 there. New South Wales still at 53. So still shooting very consistently. We're still looking at that 80-90 territory for overall in the game there. It's looking that way.
Floodgates haven't quite opened just yet. Defence will be very crucial. Second time attempt from McKenzie. He's got to keep trying to take those shots though. He's had 2 misses in a row. Shouldn't let that deter him.
Nice D that time from Adair, from New South Wales particularly, but Adair particularly because long arms there really made him double think, and that's why the air ball happened.
So 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. McBeath now spent a fair bit of time on the court, adding as an extra tool here for New South Wales Metro. Thorne over the top now. Paul. He's so tempted to drive to the basket, tries to get McBeath.
Open.
And he's got another 3. He's looking good here, Jesse Edwards. He's got 16.
Very poised as well. This is a very great half and the turnover.
He might go for 18 here, or he go for the assist. That's his second miss. They've still got the extra number and they'll slow it down now, New South Wales.
Actually no call there from the ref, but play on.
There's the call. Waved away.
Yeah.
So Hall and Edwards, they've got a combined 29 of 45 points between them for New South Wales Metro.
And clean look, nothing forced terribly, and when they have gone inside, they've picked up fouls. So, yeah, very strong showing from those 2, but how can South Australia recover here, having a fight back?
Darcy and Dodson combined for 21 for South Australia. That's why we've got the best refs in the business, in the right spots, making the good calls.
Hughes didn't agree, but that's all right. You're allowed to react. Oh, nice little backdoor fake there. Oh, it should be New South Wales ball. Yep.
South Australia will be disappointed that they can't get the boards. They're giving New South Wales some good looks as we approach half time.
Oh, tough pass.
That's quarterfinals action for you, and that's going to be cross court. And South Australia, so we're talking about their missed opportunities. Well, they've got a chance to make up for it here.
And that makes New South Wales 9 for turnovers as opposed to 8 for South Australia. So picked up a few in this quarter, despite the lead.
Pass to Dodson, will go back to SA. After some good pressure applied there by Charlie McPhee.
Those sideline to corner pass are always tough, particularly when everyone's sort of overcommitting on the pass there.
Different it was on this side because most of the players are over there, as you said. Lovely passing board
That's
here.
That's a nice post feed. Easy. Gonna get called. No, that's, yeah. I actually think I was very lucky that he didn't pick up an over the back ball there.
Yep.
Dodson could have very easily picked that up.
That would have given him his second foul. It's Tom. Back out down to Hall.
Again, they're kind of throwing this semi kind of press, not necessarily a trap, but just to eat some time off the clock so New South Wales has to sort of run their sets quicker.
Well, it's going against the grain for them. They prefer to be moving quicker. South Australia are playing their offensive game against New South Wales at the moment as he has to go from long range. And a quick follow-up there from Tom.
Yeah, strong stuff. That was a tough three that was put up, and you think, oh yeah, get the rebound, but no, rebounding's critical, and that's why it's a 9-point game.
Had some support out wide now. Darcy from long range. And well, the idea was didn't quite get executed there, and a foul's been drawn, and with SA you get the shots.
Yeah, looks like it.
Well, Dodson, no, they won't get the shots here in this case. Again, we're so used to them going to a charity strike.
So Edwards finally has a bit of a break.
He's been good, hasn't he?
16 points, that'll do for the half, he says.
Outstanding first half. Lead all scorers so far. Driving to the bucket there, unsuccessful. Here comes Tom.
Very, very good stoic D there. Didn't force the issue, just made him take a tough shot. Good work, New South Wales.
McPeath will go all the way. No, Rowe.
Beautiful.
Gets in the way. Look at his speed. His aggression. Out to Dodson. Darcy now. Whips it out wide. Good defence here from New South Wales. Rowe goes inboard now. A rainbow shot.
Had the space there. Bad luck.
Now it's back out to Hall.
Oh, that could have been offensive there on a dare. Put the play on.
We've got a row in that instance. Tom, drive it to the bucket, and he gets the foul. He goes to the charity strike to open up a double-digit lead for the second time today.
Looks like that's got some seconds that he's popped up. Yep, that's his seconds. And just to be safe, yep, just take him out for the last 51 seconds. That sounds about right.
They did spend some time on the pine in the first half. Sorry, first frame.
So McWilliam getting a bit of a run there for Johnson, the last 51.9.
Did not put him off at all. Bailey Tom. He's impressed when he's got on the court. 10-point lead. Successful on both attempts.
Really key that South Australia gets. Doesn't matter if it goes in necessarily, but they have to have a really good set. It's going to be a clean shot. They can't rely on the foul line so much. Even a three would help. Ball's up top.
Getting some good defence, and New South Wales executing it well here for Metro. Here comes Tom again. It's a two-possession game. At the moment, with 2 possessions left in the half. Hall goes all the way.
Again, great angle by Hall. East-west on the first 2 dribbles, and the final dribble to duck in north-south. That's a very impressive move there.
We're out to a game-high lead, 13 points. After scores were level from a 12-point deficit. Rowe going to try and go on his own now. Did he get the foul? Yes. And he'll go to the charity strike for 2.
Like he really wanted to force the issue somewhat there. I admire them for that. Little bit one-on-one there in the last 15. I mean, if he's that creative, then that's great. But had a bit of space there for a kick out maybe. But anyway, got to the line, could get 2, bring it back to 11. Not so bad.
We've had a couple of instances in this first half where he could have passed and he's gone to the bucket, he's been successful.
Again, if you've got that strong torso like that and that's, you absorb that contact and finish, I mean, if that's your game, then awesome, go for it.
Here a pin drop here.
And if you're a good free throw shooter as well, that's doubly good.
I think they all are, aren't they?
I would think so. I would think so. No shacks here.
No.
Number 2.
And they'll just wait out the clock here. It is half-time here at South Pine. The Foot Locker Under-18s National Championships, thanks to our friends at Foot Locker and, of course, proudly supported by Moreton Bay Regional City Council. We appreciate your company. Stick around. We'll come up for the second half right after this break.
Occasional step over my bad.
No, that's right.
I naturally react to it.
Yeah, no, but that's where I've got to learn to just, I've got to drop back to it. So, no, that's, in that case there, when every time you go, I've got to go, I've got to drop it. Because what you're saying is that's the body of the ball.
Yeah, I'm trying to be very reactive to reactive, obviously, because you're strong.
Yeah, but that's what I've got to learn with basketball as opposed to falling out of that. Because with AFL you can go on a little bit longer because there's a lot more transitions happening. Because there's literally more real estate on it. Whereas here, I've got to learn to just drop in.
There are definitely penalised kind of sections that you can kind of stop, or if it's a red channel or whatever, or it's ball not going to go into 15 seconds or whatever. Like, it's always those little reads just to make sure that it's. I'm not convinced to do it.
Yeah.
Because for our occasion, it's a story as well. So
Exactly. I'm keen to learn as much from you as possible, particularly given that I'm...
Yeah, vice versa. No, you're a great caller. That's all good. And again, if I get at Seahawks, I generally pick the bucket for the most part, because that's just naturally what I do. But I can do either way. Partly why I do at Seahawks because two of the guys that be down there, Tyler and Justin, they're both current coaches, and one's an player as well. So I'm quite happy to... I'm going to ask Justin behind the question how that works. So it can be vice versa either way. No, like I've been on the class system as well. So I still coach, I still play.
No, hey, you're out there playing.
Hot mic.
Yeah.
But no, I've loved the game so much.
And that's why in this instance here, when you're talking, I listen like all I try to be like a sponge. And that's in no disrespect when I'm working with other guys in local AFL. I know a lot of what they're saying, and I enjoy what they're saying, and I've worked with a lot of people who are more about them getting that confidence on a microphone. But here I'm like learning about the game, which is why I like the dynamic. Like when you're talking, I'm like, woo.
And again, occasionally I'll throw in culture references or references or whatever. Shaq twice I was saying, oh yeah, no, I was happy to do that. I have any old ball, don't mind.
We're going to grab a drink. Do you guys want anything?
Oh, mate, thank you. Yeah, I'm pretty good. No, it's good. Are you monitoring sound or are you monitoring bass? What are your headphones on? Oh, pretty nice. Marvel's me. Slow down a little bit. Too Australian, 2 minutes. Too many words for me to go up and down.
Good afternoon and welcome back here to the quarterfinals of the Foot Locker Under-18 Basketball Australia National Championships up here in Brisbane. My name's Andy, I'm joined by Jesse. It is half-time here between New South Wales Metro and South Australia Metro. What were some of your key takeaways from that first half?
Well, look, it was a game of runs most definitely, and look, South Australia has, despite the 11-point lead, I still think is very competitive. They came out here a couple minutes early actually than New South Wales just in the break here, and very clappy, very chatty, really want to get the energy up. I mean, I think the big thing for them is they keep their energy up and keep getting to the line consistently. They might do okay, but New South Wales Metro, two guys particularly are really dominating proceedings here. Edwards has had a terrific game with 16, but the game high scorer so far is Hall with 18. And look, you've got two guys like that that are rolling. It is tough to sort of slow down and stop, but the big thing more than anything else for South Australia is getting stops and then stopping and then slowing down turnovers as well to make sure that they get some runs and they get some easy buckets the other way.
One of the things that's been a key for South Australia that's essentially been keeping them in the game has been their shots from the free throw line. That has been probably as good a display as any team we've seen across the championship so far. New South Wales have been getting into foul trouble, and they've been fortunate, I guess. They've got a few more bigs at their disposal as well. They've been able to rotate them on and off the bench to manage them.
And that's why if you're South Australia as well, you've got to run definitely more as a 5 out. It's not just about getting to the hoop or kicking out for three. If you've got a mid-range jump shot, then you've got to take it. There's a couple of times there where there was plenty of space there, but they keep wanting to drive to the lane, which is cool because, they're 16 of 16 from the free throw line, which is great, but they're also 34%. So obviously they're not getting all the buckets they want inside.
How do you see this second half unfolding?
It's got to be I think tempo-wise, it's going to be a difference maker for South Australia early. If they can kind of get running and get a couple of stops, I think they're well back in this easily. New South Wales, however, if they get a couple of threes early and then all of a sudden it blows out and they get a bit confident about themselves, it could turn the other way. So energy in the first 5 minutes is particularly important.
I think New South Wales tend to be getting a little bit more out of their bench as well. They've had some more impact players on there. They've got virtually everyone being proactive in either getting buckets or creating opportunities, and they've been able to play a little bit deeper, and that goes back to what I was saying before about having the luxury of a bit more height. So they've got three players that can essentially play in that centre role, and then they've got others that can just play those point guard roles to sort of fill up space.
It's very handy when you have a quote-unquote closer on your squad, and it looks like New South Wales have a couple of those. Hall particularly, ran some stuff late in the clock, created some action, made it happen. So that's really key for any team to be able to break down the defense when it's 6 on the clock, 4 on the clock, and you've got to put something up. Where South Australia have kind of done the same thing, but it's been a bit more sort of pass heavy, and then if they had the angle, they've hit the shot. If they haven't had it, New South Wales have played very stoic defense and then got the ball going the other way.
If you're South Australia at the moment, you probably had to pick one or two players that you want to see just a little bit more out of. Who would it be? Because whenever Dodson and Rowe and Darcy have been really good, looking for that 4th and 5th player.
I think Rowe could maybe just early on maybe look for that secondary pass, that quick switch. He's really good at creating space. He's got to be able to get someone in there because right now, South Australia need to hit more threes than New South Wales in this half. So if we can create some space like that and doing it, that's probably a good thing. And look, maybe a couple more, particularly just clean post-ups for Dodson as well. Maybe just get him on the block there because it looks like he's a really handy passer as well. So if they double team him, they'll be able to find others as well. So yeah, I think critical that they just, again, spacing's always key when you 5 out. So that's what they're going to do.
Let's see a little bit more from Sabine as well, the number 23.
Yeah.
He's certainly got that potential as that key centre here for South Australia Metro. This Hall again from long range, hits too hard off the rim. Here comes Darcy, the playmaker here for South Australia Metro. Looks out to Dodson. Dodson, he's got plenty of space, plenty of confidence. Second time's a charm, third time's a charm. He gets the first bucket of the second half.
He deserved that. I mean, the follow-up was nice, but that drive was really nice as well. And he'll hit that more times than not. So that's a good move for South Australia.
Well, New South Wales are a little bit hesitant to stand in his way.
Absolutely. They don't want to pick up fouls early, particularly number 7 there.
Exactly right.
A shuffle there, maybe got away with. Why not?
McBeath in board. A little bit unlucky there, and that goes out of bounds there off James McKenzie.
Very nice D by Darcy there. Picked exactly where that pass was going. That's got to be a bounce pass to the big man to the right there.
51-42. Game high margin 13 points just prior to half time. McBeath out to Hall. Hall, that's looking good. Just dribbles off the rim.
Good save.
Well, stepping up to the plate. Comes it here. This is out now. Big shot coming. Misses the lot. A bit uncharacteristic there from Jesse Edwards because he's hit a lot today.
The shot looked fine. I think it was just a case of not quite seeing the rim in time, basically, before the shot mechanics went up. So good break for South Australia. See what they can do.
They can put that down to SA Metro's tremendous pressure, which they've already established already in the second half. 1.25 minutes gone. Lovely work from the two big stars, and Dodson finishes it off. He's got another bucket.
And maybe Dodson's their creator in that case, then in that sort of half-court set, because not much was happening there with until about 5 to go.
We got a little bit of assistance there from Sabine as well, so good to see the two Giants work it out together. Lovely work for it here from it here. Ismael. Those offensive boards are good. That's a good look.
It's a great kick out.
Unfortunate there, couldn't quite get the finish. And now Sabine runs into a brick wall but recovers.
Yeah, had a bit of a break maybe happening on the left-hand side there, but good to control the ball.
Dodson, almost as easy as you like, and he'll go for the three-point play.
And that's foul number 4 on Moal.
And he's pumped. He was just flexing his biceps there. It's getting us pumped up here.
Trying to get his bench pumped up, trying to get his teammates pumped up. It's good individual effort so far. This is the start that SA wanted here. If they can creep this back to, within evens or whatnot, this is looking very good for them.
Well, they did trail by 12 and were able to get it to level scores of 32 apiece before New South Wales Metro got away. Dodson. Shaw on the rim. Lovely work.
Great recovery.
Here comes Sabine to get it within 2.
Ooh. Yeah, that's on the sideline there.
I've loved the intent here from SA Metro early though.
Look, they're getting good, clean looks. They're getting the space they want. New South Wales just, I wouldn't say rattled, but they're just questioning a couple of things there. Moal's staying on 4 fouls there, so obviously going to let it ride until he fouls out, hoping to get at least several good minutes out of him in this quarter.
A 6-zip lead. I love a 6-zip start here for South Australia Metro. That could change here. Rejected, denied by Darcy and Sabine.
Great coverage there. Oh,
and this will be one of the plays of the day. Rejection from McBeath. That is nothing but class there.
Has numbers.
Oh, what? 30 seconds. Just go back and wind that. There's good passes from both.
Coaches love that sort of stuff. Wow, really sort of followed the ball, made sure that it went through. Excellent trailing there.
Comes Darcy again to Sabine, to Dodson.
Got to put it up.
5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Bounce pass in board, unsuccessful.
His numbers.
Noel here, he's got teammate if he wants him now, and he gets it, and he'll go to the charity stripe for a 3-point play, and he'll open up potentially a 10-point lead.
Very nice little hesitation before going up. Darcy had to sort of go up for the block there, and obviously went up a wee bit earlier than he wanted to, so that's a good play there. He's got nice control haul.
South Australia did have their chances. We talked up their defence, and New South Wales were able to turn the screws and do some good defensive work on their own. 10 points the margin. New South Wales on a 5-0 stretch.
Dotson's got to realise that he's got a guy on 4 fouls there. Got to attack. That's a nice pass.
McKenzie now steps out beautifully. Good defensive work there from New South Wales.
Lau, really good block there. Very well timed.
Hasn't spent much time on the court, Lau, but he has made an impact. Speaking of making an impact, here comes Hall. Noel back out now to Hall. Edwards from long range, it's good! 13-point lead, and it could have been a 3-point lead after a missed opportunity from South Australia before how this game turns.
Lovely step back from Edwards there. Knew exactly where the space was happening and pulled it up. That's a good skill to have.
Long range here from Darcy, who's opposite number 10, takes the board. Jesse Edwards.
Just getting cleaner looks at the moment, just in the last couple of minutes. Running sets a little bit harder.
Well, that's a McBeath. McBeath now.
I think. Yep.
He got the basket too after all that, not counted, obviously. Couple of changes for the bench.
Yeah, it's been quite a quick half for both teams, so yeah, good to get some fresh bodies there. They've got to get the ball back to Dodson. He needs to get something downhill or something on the block.
Probably going to be the most crucial play of the game, I sense. Another bucket here from New South Wales unanswered. Be a long way to come back. South Australia driving into the hoop. 2 defenders on him. Dodson from 3. They almost needed him there for the offensive board, not forthcoming.
Wales had a good third quarter. Boards and blocks. Defensive pressure.
Adding an extra
Oh,
tall.
Hall likes that spin.
15-point lead. We saw South Australia on a 6-point tear. Now it's New South Wales on a 10-point run out to a game-high lead.
Hall's got 23 now to lead all.
Dominating. Floater shot, unforthcoming. Here comes Sabine. Sabine needs to get the bucket. He does. Stuffs it in.
A bit of pressure there. Again, you want it in that 10, 9, 10 sort of category. Once it blows to 13, 15, 17, it gets a bit dangerous.
The tough thing for South Australia Metro, though, is that when they have come back, they haven't hit the front. It's getting that psychological run of being up. Once you hit the front, you know you can do it. We've seen teams come back from a long way, but just haven't been able to hit the lead. If they had to hit the front, you'd probably back them in. We wouldn't see the score as it is where it is at the moment.
Absolutely.
It's weird how that happens in sport, doesn't it?
Yeah, funny that. It's all psychology, nothing to do with the physical whatsoever. No, I'm kidding.
If you're trailing by a lot of points, you bring it back to a couple, you miss that opportunity, and then boom, it can blow out again.
Yeah. So I've got plenty of time on the clock here. As they have a lot of time to get a good stop here.
They've got the cattle to do it. They've already gotten close.
Hall, however, is just getting inside whenever he wants. And you keep drawing or keep getting good kickouts, that's, you're going to keep piling up points.
He and Edwards have worked together so well for New South Wales Metro.
Yeah, 23 for Hall, 19 for Edwards now. Looks like Dodson leads South Australia with 16.
So those two combined for 42 points, and South Australia Metro have got the 48.
Wales also shooting 46%, so they're still hovering on that 50% mark. South Australia have come back down to earth a little bit, 34% now.
Just got to make the opportunities count. Free throws not a worry, but it's what they're doing from the field that matters. Dodson from Rowe. Applet from Hughes. Good work here, drew the foul. Got the foul, and McBeath was off to the races.
Tiny bit lucky there because it wasn't a clean take there from Darcy. So, good opportunity to, those 50-50 calls. In my opinion, you've really got to take advantage of those.
Darcy has had just 1 minute break as well for South Australia Metro.
Too big.
Dodson goes upstairs. So Darcy's played 24 and a half of the just shy of 26 minutes of play.
Yeah, he has.
Being dynamic. Hall and Edwards. Hall again, short range shot. Mid-range shot, I should say, and he'll go to the charity stripe. And he's actually been making the most of his opportunities when he goes forward as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you recognise that's a guy that wants to penetrate, that is commanding attention a fair bit. That kind of, you've got to push out a little bit further on D. That creates a space for New South Wales. It's, it all begets everything else, right? So, Hall's got this nicely controlled this game.
Go by the scruff of the neck.
Good free throw strike too.
It's going up for points 24 and 25. We're out to a 13-point lead. Heard the old rubber ducky go off a couple of times, and it's every time it's gone off, New South Wales have got it in. Maybe a good luck omen for them.
Oh, a bit unlucky. Yeah, Dodson not happy for two reasons. One, he got smacked on that pass. Second, the cut didn't come quick enough, it looks like. So he's just going to have a couple of minutes, though. That's not such a bad thing for SA, because he might have to play just about the entire fourth quarter, I would think. Yeah,
I think he'll probably play the final 12 minutes of the game.
Maybe it's a quick 2-minute here. Oh, pressure everywhere from New South Wales right now.
South Australia must make the most of this. Sabine from long range, it's good!
Big shot. Big shot. Steadying shot for South Australia.
They needed that like we need basketball in our lives. 11 points to spread. Lau has support there if he wants. A good defensive work there from Sabine. And Ajit gets the rebound.
Good move. Turn the corner there. Just couldn't quite get that extension.
As you said, he's done some very good things here. South Australia again. No hand on that one. He was looking for the foul from long range. Ajit there with the offensive board. Sabine again. Can he get another triple here? Another offensive board, and they'll go to the charity stripe, which they've been very good at.
Yeah, and that's a couple of timely offensive rebounds there. They really needed that, so good work there by Ajit.
They have been good on the offensive boards. They need to be sinking those shots to begin with. You exert a lot of energy trying to make up for those mistakes from the field.
And despite the offensive rebounds as well, it's only been 46 field goals to 49 for New South Wales. So again, fairly even there. There's just different ways of doing it. In saying that, New South Wales is now 11 for 14 from the free throw stripe. That's just their second miss, unfortunately, for South Australia. However, Sydney can convert the second.
Ajit closes it back down to 10 points. Unsuccessful in that attempt there is McWilliam. Ball in hand. He's looking for it here. Just under 3 minutes remaining in the third. McKenzie looking dangerous for South Australia.
Who's going to be the creative South Australia here?
And he'll get the foul. They'll go to the charity stripe again. And this is Miller Druitt.
Yeah, that was a nice little drive there. You know, kept the ball nice and high, made sure it wasn't stripped. It has happened a couple of times for other South Australian players, so again, another chance to slow the game a bit, get to the line, get it within single digits.
New South Wales racking up the fouls too, as they have been consistently. Must get this one, Druitt. South Australia Metro going to their bench. Try to capitalise, get some points out of them, give their starting five more of a rest before a big final frame.
Yeah, always important the last 2 minutes of the quarter.
Hall.
Oh, double.
He embraces the challenge. He says, come at me.
Oh, great block.
Rejected. And here responds.
Looks like Hall's the type of player that wants that double, that wants the decisions to be forced. So it's a bold play there by South Australian Metro.
Because he's looking to create that, get the ball out to a teammate. Well, he's not afraid to go all the way.
But that's a great drive.
Speaking of not being afraid to go all the way, Darcy gets the bucket.
Great body control as well, really slid his way in.
I just love how a lot of these players are not afraid to go from right to left on their hands.
How did he get that through?
There was no space, but he somehow found it.
He is finding himself right now. That's a great move.
Racking up points like it's just a normal game for him. And here, to Thorn. He goes up. Good work there from Ajit, but even better from New South Wales Metro. Gets support there from Joaquin Gonzalez.
Again, if you're the coaching staff of Metro, you love the fact, the Wales Metro, you love the fact that guys are following shots. That's really good.
That's a game high lead, 14 points.
I believe it's on a Ajit.
Hall is absolutely pumped for New South Wales.
And that's been recognised, it looks like. And that's checked in.
Last 60 seconds. Lovely pass in.
Pass.
He goes upstairs and he brings it home.
If you press like that, you can have someone at home. Didn't quite get there that time.
Exciting to watch. The game starts to open up a little bit more. We might see a few more players go upstairs for New South Wales Metro. Even in that case, they've got some good vertical leaps and just general play.
Absolutely, and if they're a taller team, like doing that pass from that high post opposite side to the corner, that's like super tough. You've got to rifle that through, otherwise it's going to get picked.
16 points the margin. Dodson back on the court. Dishes it out now. They need to get a bucket here. He fell to ground. Was that travel?
Yeah, it's travel, yep. Not arguing the call necessarily. Better spacing that time though in saying that. There was definitely a room to drive there, so not such a bad thing, but 16-point lead now. They're just, you have a tendency to go a bit too quick. That maybe happened a little bit for SA Metro.
Just need to just slow the tempo down a bit.
That's why I can go 2 for 1 here if they want.
Well, Tom might go all the way. He misses. South Australia Metro will gain possession again, and I think if they get a bucket really quickly and apply that half-court press and try and force a turnover, get another bucket.
Well, New South Wales the one doing the press. In the hands of Dodson, looks like he's going to try and create something for his team up top.
Darcy. Lowly
That's
pass.
a nice cut. There we go.
It looks so good when it comes off.
Must get a stop here if you're SA.
Can't concede a bucket here. Tries to look at the foul, and it's not forthcoming. It is quarter time, and New South Wales Metro 72-58. That quarter, it was a 21-18 in favour of New South Wales. But
Despite the good start.
Exactly. South Australia Metro, they closed the margin within 5 points. They scored the first 6 points and had the opportunities to get even closer.
So I think the big difference now between the two teams is that New South Wales just seem to have their spacing a little bit more in check. They're making stuff happen, and they're getting their, if the first look's not happening, the second and third are still pretty clean in that respect. South Australia, they're relying a little bit more on individual kind of breakdowns of defense, trying to get to the line, trying to get finishes. And in some respects, they're working there, but they're not naturally getting those open secondary looks that is making that sort of creation inside in the first place. So that's pretty tough for them. I guess what you try and do is you feature Dodson maybe more in this fourth early, try and get some double teams happening, and then making some decisions for some open threes. I think they need to hit a couple of things early just to maybe get some spark back. Again, you hit 2 threes in a row, it can change an entire the next several minutes basically on momentum. So very key for that from South Australia. And again, Dodson's probably but in saying that though, a couple of dudes I think have got a bit of juice there to do that. Rowe obviously wants to put the ball down and try and create as well. So I think he's a chance there. For New South Wales, again, they've been that was a pretty clinical half for them. But part of it is because, as I've mentioned before, Hall is just, Edwards is playing great, but Hall's really just dictating terms there at the moment. That's really impressive for a young guy.
Well, he's not afraid to. He shouldn't be afraid anyway. But he's got no hesitation driving to the basket, taking on 2 or 3 defenders, and trying to draw the foul or get the bucket, or draw a couple of defenders, as we saw in an instance late there in the quarter, and find a teammate loose.
For a smaller guy, he's got some very crafty moves and doesn't mind going a bit under and over kind of to finish stuff. So he had a really nice and one towards the end of the third as well. So let's see if South Australia Metro can get some points early on the board. Their supporters certainly are trying to get a chant happening, so let's see what they can do.
Fascinating to see how they match up here with their defence, New South Wales Metro. We've got 3 other blockbuster quarterfinals still to come here on court 1 here at South Pine, thanks to Foot Locker and the Moreton Bay Regional Council. Appreciate your company wherever you may be watching around the country. As well, he'll look to go upstairs again. Bang! Gets an Anton! 16-point spread, game high margin, just like that. He might have stopped the chances of South Australia Metro.
Very aggressive, very strong. Dodson trying to respond, doesn't quite get there. Big hustle. Probably going to be on, I think that's on Gonzalez for New South Wales, yeah. Just a little bit of an untimely push. He's trying to question it, but we're going for the ball, sir, he says. I'm hoping they call referee sir.
Sir.
And not you. Whatever. Not my league at least. My league's a bit more loose.
You delightful individual.
Exactly. You're a credit to your profession, sir. Call another one.
South Australia Metro, lovely dish out now to Darcy. Darcy not forthcoming there. Comes off hands.
Oh, unlucky. But that is the look that South Australia wants. I'm saying that was a much cleaner look. It was a much more purposeful pass, and it was a nice 3. So that's better work. It's going to keep working at it.
How are New South Wales setting up their defence?
They're packing a little bit because they're aware of how many free throws they got early. So they're making sure there's 2 bodies there if it's sort of within 8 feet. Oh, is that a... No.
With the hand. There's Tom. Tom saw a couple, ran into a wall. Dishes it out now to a teammate who lobs it up. Noel comes in. He puts his step over the line, and it'll be a ball to South Australia.
Unlucky he didn't actually get the foul there because he got knocked off pretty badly there that time. But Noel looks like he's going to start the floor.
I'd like to see what he can deliver. He's delivered 2.
He's been impactful when he's been on the floor.
Yeah. impactful physically in terms of giving away fouls, but he's done some good things with ball in hand. And he's able to get that nice little backhand, rolls off the back of his wrist, enables Zadir to go down the court here for New South Wales Metro.
Again, that wall happened there as well, and trying to do floaters over 3 people, it's tough to get, you know, consistency.
Driving it nicely, look away pass here to Adir, pulls the trigger, gets the triple, 19 points the margin, and we'll have a timeout.
And Adir's been very steady actually, 13 and 8 now, I believe he's got, and it's not the sort of stuff that's going to be noticed straight away. Hall and Edwards obviously been doing their thing, but you need that big man to be versatile, and again, it looks like he can hit that 3.
No time out there, just a massive turnover. I think it's at a 5-love start for the quarter. It's massive here for New South Wales and South Australia Metro. They would have been hoping those are the threes that they would have wanted. Ball in the hands of McKenzie. They look to drive it to the basket. There goes on the left hand, gets the assistance.
And 1.
It's good. They go to the line. They're very familiar.
No, they just called the 2 there.
Just called the 2? Was it call advantage in that case? Oh.
Yeah. That was an interesting call, actually.
Yeah. Well, no foul was given.
No, we're playing on.
Here we are. 17 points to spread. Adir. Pass it out. Nice long shot. Very good there from Saxon McWilliam.
Again, purposeful, clean setup. It's something that South Australia has always had in their half-court offense.
8-2 start here in the final frame here for New South Wales Metro. Sabine comes off the foot.
Yep. That's a clever leg there. Just to slow things down.
It doesn't feel like a 20-point lead.
No, they're really competitive in Australia. It's just those little key threes that New South Wales have been hitting. It's those little key offensive rebounds they've been getting. It's not a lot. The stats are actually really even other than shooting splits. The one difference, however, for New South Wales is boarding. I think they're plus 11 at the moment.
Goes up again.
He's been looking for that finish there that time, so that's nice work there.
McKenzie certainly got that potential. Speaking of potential, going to the bucket is the man of the moment, Hall. And he'll go to the charity strike. He'd be closing on 30 points for him now, wouldn't he?
He looks hyped. Hall has 30, yeah.
Wow.
And maybe 31.
You know when he's on the court.
just getting to where you want to go. That's any basketball player. That's like you got that, everything else opens up for you.
Certainly the thorn in the side here for South Australia Metro. Sabine.
Got the angle. Very clever. He maybe is another dribble to finish, but saw the help coming and reacted really nicely. That's a really advanced move there by lots of good work.
Back to 18 points.
20 for him.
So he's racking up the points as well, just needs some support.
Yeah.
But here, well defended. Back to McBeath. McBeath from long range pulls the trigger. He worked very well to try and get there for that offensive rebound, but South Australia had the numbers. Good work here from McWilliams again. Sorry, McKenzie.
That's 8 for McKenzie now. Hit the last 2, I believe.
There's still a chance.
Watch the corner there.
But here again from long range, we're right behind that one. There's McBeath talking about offensive boards.
Terrific pass there by McBeath.
Well, he missed that shot before when he had the 3, and he narrowly missed out on the offensive board, but it's good. The instinct is shoot the ball, get there just in case for the offensive.
Absolutely, and if you got guys that are actively cutting, you're not going to get them every time. But if you've got consistent cutting, consistent movement, then there's always going to be opportunities. And that was just a really nice read.
That's why I get frustrated sometimes, particularly watching the top level stuff, is that players, they'll take their 3-point shots and there's just not enough teammates around there, around where the free throw line is to try and get that offensive board.
Well, a term that's used a lot in the NBA is heliocentric kind of offense. You've got like your Luka Doncic or your James Harden back in the day in Houston that would really sort of dribble, pound. But because they're so good, they're able to get to the line, they're able to create, and that's why they're high assist guys as well. Where in this sort of league, it's definitely more of a, again, 5 out very much is 5 out. You should have 5 guys cutting, you should have 5 guys passing, you should have 5 guys setting screens. It all should be movement. More like the 2013-14 Spurs. Sorry for all the NBA references, but you want to see that. All coaches want to see quote-unquote beautiful basketball, and that's when everyone's sort of moving around and having purpose, that's when you get good results.
Well, after that timeout, there's 6.5 remaining, 18 points. It's not beyond them. I saw a game earlier on in the week where a team led by 15 points with 4 minutes remaining and got rolled.
Yeah, I saw a comeback by Tassie earlier this week. They were down by 12 and they got back Queensland North there. So, yep, plenty of time.
Definitely possible.
Got to get moving though.
Dodson, he's the man that's got to help make it happen. A row. Dished out nicely, has to put it up.
Yeah, didn't need to happen, that pass.
One pass too many. Transition is to perfection.
That pass over was gorgeous.
2 seconds to go from one end of the court to the other, as opposed to 23 that South Australia ended up turning it over on. Here he goes again. That's 10 points for Mackenzie.
Yeah, and hit their last few as well. He's had a very strong fourth quarter.
Over the top now to here. He's been an impactful player. Tries to draw the contact. But Beat went upstairs. Didn't get hands on it.
What numbers?
Rowe from 3. We're right behind this one.
Oh, in out.
And here again. Just this quick play. Will he go upstairs?
Oh! Got the shot there. Oh, no.
Noel working hard. It's almost showtime here at South Pine. Ball's just going to put it up. Because he can. He tries to draw the foul.
Oh, that's tough.
You cannot do that. Somehow he finds a way.
That's, you hit your shot when you're falling backwards like that. You know it's your game, and you got 32 points.
Wow. You never know what you're going to get some games. We have a pleasure of doing a few today, and this is the performance we're going to remember for the day.
Absolutely.
Whatever we see going forward, we'll be comparing it to him. There's a lot to love. Ball dribbles out. 20 points the spread. Dodson now. They've got to go to work now, and he'll draw the foul. And Noel will be on 4 fouls. And
yes. Yeah, 4 fouls. Again, Dodson had to create a tough angle there to at least get something up. I mean, that's if you're relying on that as your offense, it's tough to be consistent with it.
Yeah, for 40 minutes of play. And Hall's coming off for a spell. And I don't think he's coming back. He just said, I'll see you guys in the next game.
That's right. See you in the semis.
Which will be tomorrow. Dodson bounces out. $20 points to spread midway through the final quarter. Thanks to our friends at Foot Locker, Moreton Bay Regional Council. That is it's the first time they've missed 2 from the charity stripe all day. McBeath.
Got the numbers.
Tom will go upstairs.
Oh,
rejection.
oh.
Savine crashes into the glass after a gutsy effort. Can they thrive off this now? Here he comes again, all alone. Steps in, hits the board.
Found like that was the right decision. The space was created.
If he had got that, could have turned things around. Well,
sitting here a bit.
Edwards draws some contact from Rowe.
That's a lovely shake. That's a lovely shake. 24 for Edwards now.
We're just so privileged to see this display.
Good to see a fellow Jesse doing well.
It's a Jesse show.
Oh, that's a lovely pass.
Dodson drives off the assist. 4 minutes to go, 21 points to spread. And he did say we probably would see some high scoring. That's what we've got.
Yeah, they've gotten to their 90s territory. And say maybe not quite. Working very hard still, though. It's good to see.
Edwards steps in, left hand. Up to 93.
I love they're sort of creating that screen, but then they're flicking to the weak side. And then that gives them an extra dribble or two just to make a decision either to dish or to finish. And they've finished quite well here today.
As you've said throughout you've said throughout the call that they've been hovering around that a 46 to 55% from the field, and that's been a key difference maker. There hasn't been much difference in terms of the shots. It's just the accuracy of the shots. Yeah,
absolutely, and they're still at 47%. I mean, SA's dropped up to 40 now due to their strong 2-point shooting. 3-point, however, 3 of 19 for South Australian Metro. New South Wales Metro 10 of 23.
South Australia have sort of been benefited from Mackenzie, who's sort of come into his own in this second half.
Yeah.
Getting double digits and only missing, I think, once or twice. Sort of helped their cause. There's Edwards. Not long to go on the clock. And Ajith turns it over. The Cardinals sin. This is good. They'll try and take some time off the clock now.
Absolutely.
Wow, good work there from Ajith. He gave away the foul. Can't question the commitment.
Yeah, bit of body there, but mostly got ball. Again, both teams still working very hard here, and definitely South Australia should not have anything to be close to being ashamed of today. They've worked really hard. But there's been a couple of individual performances from New South Wales Metro that have really powered them through and why they've got this lead.
If we take Hall out of that lineup, it could be a different ballgame.
Yeah, and saying that, Edwards is still shooting very well and doing their thing too. So Ajir as well. So there's been one or two extra contributors, I think, for New South Wales that have helped them along in that cause. That and the rebounding is probably the main two, I think, right now. And
the commitment to the offensive boards. Wow, misses on the second attempt after being successful on the first one. Threw it. Been handy. Ajith. Going upstairs.
Bad luck, that was a good drive.
The effort can't be questioned here from South Australia Metro. Comes New South Wales Metro again. I think a good screen there from Craig.
Yeah, that last step had to be a bit too long there. That's why he couldn't get the power to finish through.
And both teams have started to empty out their bench a bit now, so giving some of those bench players a bit more opportunity, which is great for them. Shot from long range from Rowe, unsuccessful. He was getting those in the first half, right?
Yeah, yeah. They've had a couple of good looks. Again, the intentions are always right. Absolutely.
Edwards. Craig. They're all coming in here. Luau doesn't connect. And Rowe with the rebound.
Nice extra pass there by Beef there. Could have stunned himself. He got the extra pass down the corner.
Jeez, good athleticism.
There we go.
I've loved seeing the way he works. He's had limited time on the court.
So last minute 53, you want to see some different contributors do their thing. You want everyone just to, just keep executing and keep working. And the win is assured, but you still want the effort there.
Absolutely, give you that confidence heading into tomorrow's semi-finals. Shot from long range, hits the front of the rim. Opposite number 6 takes the ball.
If you're on the bench at this point for New South Wales Metro particularly, you really want to do some good things in these last couple of minutes. So you sort of go, hey coach, can I have 10 minutes rather than 5? Is that all right? How about 12? How about the entire game? That's what you want to prove.
Particularly when you come to the semi-finals and perhaps the championship final.
Because the benches do get short a little bit, so that's kind of the way it rolls, is the higher up you go.
Yep. When things get tight, you want to be able to rely on your bench players a little bit more to come in and make an impact. Rowe. Good double team there. 80 seconds remaining on the clock. 94 to 72.
A little bit too handsy there. I don't know if this is blasphemous or not, but I am digging South Australia's uniforms. They look a little bit like Spider-Man uniforms.
They do.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a shame they haven't been able to jump around a little bit like Spider-Man.
Well, webbing, of course, illegal in basketball. You can't use that. It'd be cheating every time you swing through the rafters and dunk.
Well, welcome to the multiverse. The multiverse that allows that. Getting all the references here as part of the national champs. Good hook there from McBeath, unsuccessful. 50 seconds to go. Shot from long range. How is it? Get a second attempt.
This is it. Three's been long rebounds. Can't secure it though.
So New South Wales now with 30 seconds remaining on the clock, leading this one by 20 points. And we'll They'll be setting up a date in the semi-final with all 3 remaining matches today, shaping that up. Shot out wide, he's got every time, all the time in the world, unsuccessful, and a late foul that's drawn. And will he go to the charity strike? No.
Let's see one more there.
That's the 4th foul on Charlie McBeath. And they're just going to wind it out now with 10 seconds to go. Do you just take a shot here with 10 seconds to go?
Oh, there's been a lot of respect, I think, with these. Not totally necessary. I mean, if you're South Australia, I don't see a problem with it. If New South Wales, yeah, I'll hold it. But I think they've done the right thing there, absolutely.
Well, 94 to 74 winners, and New South Wales extend their lead at every break, scoring 22 points to 16 in that final frame. Just some of the leading stat getters before we wrap things up.
Absolutely, so 45% for New South Wales overall. Look, really solid. South Australia got it up a bit back into 39, but the big 2 for me. 38% from the 3 for New South Wales. Just hit a few more of those key buckets, only 3 for 22 for South Australia. Look, the rebounding actually caught back up 48-45, but those first 3 quarters, I think New South Wales were plus 10, plus 12 at one point. So those 2 things, I think, alone are key, because other than that, turnovers aren't too different. A few more steals for New South Wales as well. Points to the paint were actually kind of similar. So I just think New South Wales' offense is a little bit more organised, a little bit cleaner looks, and ultimately their 2 stars, maybe even 3 stars. I think they're in a good game too, but Edwards and Hall, yep, that's a pretty big combo to try and overcome. So good work to the New South Wales Metro team, and well done to SA Metro for getting to the stage.
Well, speaking of SA, we've got them coming up next. We've got Vic Metro and South Australia Country. The battle of the Vics in South Australia, the battle of the Murray River, and plenty of other battles there. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be joining that coverage in about 25 minutes' time. You got Jesse, you got Yendi, you got an action-packed day here at South Pine as part of the Foot Locker National Championships. We'll catch you soon.
Thanks, Chris. See you soon.